Hello everyone and welcome to this module on the plumbing trade. In the previous session, we learned to administer first aid and use a fire extinguisher. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify occupational hazards and their potential sources and suggest suitable methods to avoid them, identify and segregate the waste material in the workshop, take preventive measures to avoid electrical accidents, understand and practice precautions to be followed while working in the trade, and record the safety points while using trade tools and equipment. Let us now take a look at the various occupational hazards and their sources. Deafness can be caused by noise or explosives. Injury can be caused by explosives, non-controlled devices, no earthing, or poor housekeeping. Sickness can happen due to virus or smoking. Moving forward, let us identify and understand safety signs that fall into one of the four categories: prohibition, warning, mandatory, and emergency. Prohibition signs are red in color and used to prevent certain activities in certain situations. Here are some examples: no smoking, avoid inflammable objects, do not extinguish with water, do not enter. Warning signs are yellow in color and indicate a potential hazard. For example, danger or toxic, high voltage, general warning, and flammable material. Mandatory signs are blue in color and indicate what one must do in order to remain safe. For example, wear safety gloves, wear safety goggles, wear a safety helmet, and wear earmuffs. Emergency signs are green in color and used to indicate the nearest location of or directions to emergency related facilities. A few examples are first aid, direction to the emergency exit, emergency telephone, and drinking water. Now, we will learn to identify and segregate waste material from the workshop. Segregate the cotton waste material and store it in a separate bin. Collect the chips using a hand shovel and a brush. Do not handle the chips by bare hands. Since there may be different metal chips, separate them according to the metal and store them in separate bins. Clean the floor in case of an oil spill. Let us now focus on identifying and then suggesting suitable solutions to avoid occupational hazards. Always wear suitable protective footwear while working on the shop floor. Always ensure that the plumbing file has a handle. Always ensure that the ball peen hammer has a wedge attached to it. Ensure that you do not carry an open tool in your pocket. Avoid a mushroom head chisel while chipping metal surfaces in order to avoid shattering. Always wear safety goggles while chipping metal surfaces to avoid accidents. Lifting slings must be inspected before every use. When moving a load, ensure to plan the route, clear pathways, and maintain clear communication. Clear the area and maintain a clear line of sight while lifting a load. Ensure that the area below and around a suspended load is clear of people, equipment, and obstacles. Now, let us focus on taking preventive measures to avoid electrical accidents and learn how to rescue a person from a live wire. Disconnecting a person from a live supply. Observe the person receiving an electric shock. Interpret the situation quickly. Remove the victim safely from the live equipment by disconnecting the supply or using one of the items of insulating material. Move the victim physically to a nearby place. Check for the victim's natural breathing and consciousness. Take steps to apply respiratory resuscitation if the victim is unconscious and not breathing. Familiarizing ourselves with a few do's and don'ts when working in the plumbing and masonry trade will help maintain a safe environment. Preventing oil spills on the shop floor or work table is crucial for maintaining a safe and healthy environment. Preventing the spread of metal chips on the shop floor is essential as metal chips can pose several hazards as well as cause potential injury from sharp edges. Using a regular forward stroke motion on both sides of the workpiece while using a file is good practice to ensure that even filing happens with consistent results. Tightening the pipe-wise handle excessively while cutting a pipe can lead to the pipe breaking or becoming damaged. Keeping your focus on the cutting edge of the chisel while working on a wood block is crucial for precision and safety. Move the blade back and forth on the marked groove at a speed of 40 to 50 strokes per minute for the full length of the blade. Wearing goggles while chipping concrete is essential for protecting your eyes from potential hazards or flying debris that are generated during the chipping process. Using a hammer to strike the vise handle in order to grip the workpiece is a common technique, particularly when extra force is needed to secure the workpiece firmly. Grinding a flat chisel on the side of a grinding wheel, also known as side grinding, is a common technique used to sharpen the cutting edge of the chisel. Preparing the cement mortar, mixing water. As we move on, let us record some safety points while using basic tools and equipments of the trade. Some rulers may have sharp edges. Handle them with care to prevent accidental cuts or injuries. A flat file. Always wear safety glasses to protect your eyes from flying metal chips and dust. Consider wearing gloves to protect your hands from cuts and abrasions, especially when filing rough or sharp materials. A prick punch. Always wear appropriate PPE such as safety glasses or goggles to protect your eyes from flying debris or metal shards. A chisel. Before use, inspect the chisel for any damage or defects that could affect its performance or safety. Drill bit. Always wear safety glasses to protect your eyes from flying debris and dust. Gloves can protect your hands from cuts and abrasions, especially when drilling hard or rough material. A scriber. Check for any damage like loose or cracked tips, burrs on the metal body or dull points. A damaged scriber can break and potentially cause injury. A hammer. Position your hands away from the striking zone to avoid accidental contact with the hammer head. A tri-square. Inspect the tri-square for any defects, bends, or damage that could affect its accuracy. A bench vise. Exercise caution when operating the bench vise handle to avoid pinching or trapping fingers. Keep hands clear of the vise mechanism and the path of the handle to prevent injuries. Stock and dies. Work on a stable and flat surface to prevent slips or instability while using stocks and dies. Pipe vise. Keep the workpiece in the vise as close as possible to the jaws to prevent vibration when sawing or filing. A pipe wrench. Excessive force when turning the pipe wrench can lead to slippage and potential injury. A basic wrench. While using a basic wrench, applying force gradually allows for better control and reduces the risk of accidents. A jumper. Make sure there are no electrical wires, pipes, or other hazards in the area where you are drilling. A block trowel. Be mindful of the sharp edges of the trowel blade to prevent accidental cuts or injuries. At the end of this lesson, we have learned to identify occupational hazards and their potential sources and suggest suitable methods to avoid them. Identify and segregate the waste material in the workshop. Take preventive measures to avoid electrical accidents. Understand and practice precautions to be followed while working in the trade. Record the safety points while using trade tools and equipment. Hope you have a clear understanding of this session. Thank you all and see you in the next video.